Good morning, Richard Westwood here from St Anne's Church with some thoughts for today, Saturday the 4th of April. There's a curious part in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 10 and verse 38, where the disciples come to Jesus and they say to him, Jesus, we've seen a man who's been casting out evil spirits, but we tried to stop him because he wasn't one of us. And Jesus takes the disciples to task. He says, don't stop him, because he who is not against us is for us. The disciples have fallen into the trap of thinking that only people who are like them, however they define that, are people who are doing the right thing. It's so easy, isn't it, to fall into that trap of thinking that people who are like us are the ones who are doing the right thing. Whether that's people who look like us, talk like us, have the same colour skin as us, or the same sexuality as us, all these things, we can easily define ourselves by people who are like us and paint ourselves into a corner until soon only a very few people who we think are like us are the ones we trust. One of the many things that I'm learning in the middle of this coronavirus outbreak is that there are so many different kinds of people who are doing all sorts of fantastic things for and with the community. It's a really refreshing and important lesson that I'm learning, and I hope it stays with me and stays with all of us. We really can't afford, perhaps never could afford, that luxury of thinking that people who are agreeing with us are the ones who we should trust. There are loads and loads of wonderful elements of our community who are reaching out to all sorts of people across the community that they're a part of. The 4th of April is also a significant day because it's the day on which Martin Luther King, the civil rights and justice campaigner in America, on this day he was assassinated, and much of his life was spent trying to promote that equality of not thinking about people who are just like us. May it be, please God, that in the course of these difficult and strange days we learn lessons, that we try to make sure we include people, especially those who previously we may not thought were like us. And may we be able to reach out with love, knowing that God loves absolutely everybody, and that this fluid back and forth movement within our community of kindness and mercy is exactly what we need. A prayer. Living God, thank you that you love absolutely everybody in your world, of all shapes, descriptions, sizes, backgrounds and situations. We thank you for the many different strands of our community who are now working for our good and care. We ask your blessing on all of them and pray that we would learn to be people who include and not exclude anyone. Help us to learn from and be a blessing to all the people that we come across, whether they're like us or not. Amen.